The sixth graders of Castleton Village School. Say hello.
Hello.
We are studying the Norway maples. These we think were planted in this field, and these seeds have blown into the forest where we are finding lots of young saplings.
We are the sixth grade class of 2020 at Castleton Village School. We are doing a Geo-Inquiry project, and our question is, what is the state of invasive species in our area and what can we do about it? We are focusing on the invasive species called the Norway maple.
The Norway maple is a tree in the maple family. That includes the sugar maple. The Norway maple came from Western Europe and Western Asia.
People planted the Norway maples because they think they're pretty. The Norway maples spread by the summer seeds when the wind blows. Here is a picture of a summer seed and a Norway maple. There are lots of Norway maples in woods near cities because people planted them in the cities and spread into the woods.
The Norway maple has spread mostly in the northeast. The arrow represents Vermont. The Norway maple is growing in sugar maple territory.
Not native means that they are not from around here. Not all non-native species are harmful to the environment. A species is invasive if it is harmful to the environment, the economy, or human health.
The Norway maple is an invasive species. It spreads seeds by the wind, also invades forest and edges. The shallow roots on the Norway maple cause damage to pavement. A dense canopy shades out other trees from growing. The Norway maple is highly tolerant to heat, drought, sand, clay, and acid soil. It competes with native trees and sucks the water up and dries out the soil. Because of these advantages, the Norway maple can outcompete native species.
The ratio of the syrup is 40:1 in sugar maples and 60:1 in Norway maples, which means that you will get less syrup from the Norway maples. The price of the maple syrup will increase if the Norway maples take over the sugar maples because there will be less syrup.
Norway maples have milky juice on the insides of the leaves. They are pale yellow in the fall. Sugar maples are orange in fall and have less lobes.
We wanted to know if the Norway maple is a problem in our area. We made a survey on survey 123 so that we know if the Norway maple is around the school, how many there are, and if they are taking over sugar maples.
We went outside and measured the circumference of all of the sugar and Norway maples. We also recorded the locations of each tree.
This map shows the data that we collected from all of the fieldwork we did around our school. You most likely noticed the red and blue dots on the map. Every one of these is a tree we surveyed. The blue dots are sugar maples and the red dots are Norway maples. The size of the dots represent the size of the tree. The sizes go from 1 to 102 inches in circumference. As you can see, there are a lot of Norway maples, a big problem for Castleton. There are also a lot of dots in a town park called Dewey Field and along the main street. People most likely planted them. We are expecting a lot of other seeds to be sprouting because of all these big trees. There are saplings in the forest, too.
The graph shows the number of Norway maples and sugar maples around our school. There are 67 Norway maples and 61 sugar maples total. As you can see, there are more Norway maples than sugar maples.
Our data shows that there are more seedlings of Norway maples than sugar maples. The Norway maples may be taking over the sugar maples unless we do something. Our future holds a lot of Norway maples.
We noticed there are a lot of Norway maples in this area, so we wondered how it affects a larger area. We made a survey for tree tappers on Google Forms and spread it on Facebook. Because tree tappers heavily depend on sugar maples, they might notice a problem with it.
22 respondents answered our survey. Vermont had the most respondents with 11 people. Some of our respondents tapped the trees in their yard, while others are major syrup producers. Even though Maine had only one respondent, they represented 50,000 trees of our 68,900 total trees tapped.
77.3% of the people who did the survey have heard of the Norway maple. 22.7% of the people have not heard of it. If people don't know about the Norway maple, it means we can't take care of it, so we need to inform the syrup producers. Almost 29% of the people did not know that the Norway maple was invasive. That means if they don't know, they can't take care of it.
We asked tree tappers if they could identify Norway maple. As you can see, most could identify it, 76.2% to be exact. We asked tree tappers if they could see an increase in Norway maples in the area where they tap trees. Most of the respondents have not noticed the increase of Norway maples. They might have not noticed it because they are not near residential areas where it has been planted. Another possible reason why they haven't noticed it may be because it can be a slow invasion and difficult to notice.
Our recommendations for preventing the further spread of Norway maples. Don't plant any more Norway maples. Plant sugar maples instead. Pull seedlings when soil is moist. Dig out large plants including roots and girdle larger trees.
The Norway maple came from Europe, was planted in residential areas, and has spread into natural areas where it competes with native species, including the sugar maple, which people tap to produce maple syrup. In Castleton, Vermont, we learned that the Norway maple was planted at the university, along the main street, and in Dewey Field. We are now seeing more Norway maple than sugar maple seedlings in the forest. A significant number of syrup producers are unaware of the problem. Most producers who answered our survey did not notice an increase of Norway maple in their area. Therefore, it is important to spread awareness and monitor the situation.
Thank you for watching our video. Please like if you learned.